Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this stylish A-line gown for myself. You can see it have some pleats at the down part of the gown, but if you don't want that, no problem. It has a zipper. You can use a belt if you want instead of a zipper, and the sleeve have elastic, as you can see, and it's cut together. My name is Fatima Ace, and on this platform I share sewing tutorials, so please don't forget to subscribe and let's get straight to it. So I'll be using 3 yards of fabric, although this was more than 3 yards with few inches, but 3 yards will be perfect for this. So I'm going to fold it into 2, right? 3 yards you fold using the length. So I'm just going to split it into 2, so I'll have 1.5 yard, 1.5 yard. But like I said, mine was more than 3 yards with few inches, but 3 yards would be okay. So I splitted it into 2, gave each good iron press, and I folded it, right? So this is the back piece. I already marked my 1-inch zipper allowance. Then I placed the front piece on it carefully, starting from down 1 inch, right? Good. So this is what I have. I'm going to measure the full length. As you can see, the fabric were not equal, so I'm measuring the full length, and the full length was actually what made me to even come up with the style, with the idea of creating pleats. So in case you don't want pleats, you can just do it without pleating, because the material was not long. My full length I'll be needing about 62, and it wasn't up to 62, so I marked borderline at the upper part. Then from that borderline I went down to 9 inches. That's my bust line. And then I went down to 16 inches, your half length, right? You can see is your waistline in this case. So we have done that. Then now on that my bust line, I'll divide my bust measurement by 4. I'm going to mark anything I get. So that's what I'm doing. I had 9.75, as you can see, right? Yes. So I'm just going to mark that. Then I'll be adding allowance. Since I'm using zip, I can add ½ inches for ease, and then 2 inches normal allowance, right? But you can use 3 or 4 inches if you're using belt. But since I'm using zipper, I went with 2.5 inches, you understand? So I marked that. So I'll now go to that my half length, or your waistline, anyone you want to call it. I'll divide my waist measurement by 4. I had 7.5, so I marked that. Then I went ahead to add 2.5, also 5 inches for ease and 2 inches for allowance. So I'll use my ruler to join those 2 points together. So after doing that, I measured the length of the gown from starting from that my borderline. I went ahead to remeasure it so that I can mark the length I'll be using. So I had 57 inches, and my full length should be like 62 everything, but so I went ahead to just mark 56.5 because the down parts were not even equal for back and front. So I marked 66.5, sorry. So I drew a straight line there, and then I decided to measure the width for people that want to know. So after measuring the width, this is 27 inches, right? Remember I said mine was more than 3 yards by a few inches, right? So from that my waistline, I decided to just take it slightly to the other end, normal A-line, right? So you just mark it a slant line from that your half length, you mark it slightly to the end of your gown. So you can leave it like this, right? I can leave it like this, but then I've decided to do something else. You know me and curiosity here. Okay, so I decided to mark hip line, but that's optional, you don't really need it, but I just wanted to. So the 24, that's the hip line. So I measure what I have inward, and I was not okay with what I had 13 inches, and my hip is 11 if you divide by 4. So I said, like, okay, let me mark the hip line. So this is optional, it's not like you have to do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't need to do it. So I marked hip line 24 from my borderline. Then I divided my hip measurement by 4. I mark what I had, that's 11 inches. Then I'll be adding allowance. So I went ahead to add 4 inches allowance. I later used 3.5 inches allowance. Like I said, this is optional. You can just cut out your piece after taking the slant line. So I joined my waist measurements and my hip measurements together, that the point, right, slant line. Then I will now complete the rests using my tip. So that was when I deducted 0.5 inches from that 4 inches allowance I added, so that the slant line can be equal, so that I can align, so that the slant line will be slant line. Sorry, so that the slant line can be straight, you understand? So that's what I did. But like I said, it's optional. It's not must you do this. You can just, you don't need the hip line measurements. You can just cut out your piece, but I just wanted to, right? So that's what I did. So I just completed the slant line Good. So now I'll go ahead, I'll go to the, what's it called, the sleeve opening part. So like I said at the beginning of this video, it's a cut together sleeve because I'm managing yard. I wanted managing fabric, so that's it. So I was done here. I make sure the angle there is curvy, not pointed, right? So that's what I did. So now I'm going to go to the shoulder. I'll measure what I have. That will be the sleeve length. What I did first, I measured my shoulder, divide by 2 is 8. I marked that 8. Then from that 8, I'll now measure what I have left. That's the sleeve length. But you can just measure from your middle back. Do you normally do for your boo-boo? Measure from your middle back to where you want it to stop. So I just marked that. And at the end, I used everything. But because the sides also were not, like, no, we add 1 inch. We have 1 inch, sorry, not inches, 1 inch for zipper. So definitely this side won't be equal. So I just had to mark the equal parts and I extended the line downward. So in total, I used 26 inches. That's from the folded edge, everything. So that's what I'm trying to show you people here. So it's 27 inches, right? So that's what I use. So I took the line down, and then what I'm going to do now is, because I wanted it puffy, right? So you can exceed your bust line in this case, right? You can exceed it. You can use 15. You can't use 15 because that would be like getting close to the half length. So you can use like 12, 13, 11, around that range. So me, firstly, I went ahead and marked 0.5 for what's it called? Sorry, I marked 1 inch. Sorry, please. I marked 1 inch for shoulder slope. So I was supposed to mark my neckline and then join that slope, but I totally forgot. So I now joined the slope to meet my shoulder measurement. So when you're doing yours, mark your neckline, then that your shoulder slope should meet your neckline with, you understand? So for my sleeve opening, I measured 11. Like I said, you can do 12, you can do 13. I think 13 is like where you can stop, because 15, it might not be comfortable. So I went to my bust line, I went down by 1 inch, right? So I now joined that 1 inch to meet that my 11 for my sleeve opening. So I form a curve, you know, around the armpit part, you form a curve, and I just joined it. So that was how I marked the sleeve. Abby, yes, sorry, okay, not Abby. All right, so after doing this, I'm going to go ahead and mark the neckline. Remember I said your shoulder slope should meet your neckline width and not the shoulder like I did for mine. So you're supposed to mark your neckline before you mark your shoulder slope and then your sleeve, but I forgot. So please, you do not forget, don't forget. So I went ahead to mark my neckline. I used 3.5 by 1.5 for 3.5 by 2. Why am I missing things up today? 3.5 inches by 2 inches round neckline for back. Then you know my V neckline, I'm very sure you guys are used to me by now. I used 6 inches for the depth and I formed my V neckline. So back is round, right, the front is V. You can do any neckline of your choice to this gown, yeah. So I just formed my both neckline, round neckline and V neckline. So it's after doing this, then you're supposed to now do that shoulder slope where your shoulder slope will meet your neck width. But I forgot. So you please don't miss that step. So now I extended the waistline on the back piece and I take out 0.5 inch from that 1 inch. And I'll just take it slightly upward and slightly downward to remove zipper bulging at the back. But that is optional since you're using 1 inch. You can even use 0.5 inch for your zipper allowance since we are not using lining, you understand? So I'm done drafting and this is how it looks. Then I'm going to go ahead and then I'll just cut out my piece. So you watch carefully how I cut the round neckline first, my shoulder slope, then I went to the sleeve, then the side, then I'll go back to cut out my neck for the front piece. And I also open up, I only cut out the zipper bulging part. I didn't slit the back open fully yet, but you can if you want to at this point. So while cutting, I made a mistake and I'm going to like explain. So you know when you draft your A line at the down part, you go up by like 2 inches, 3. I see some people going up by 4 or 5. Then you form a curve so that the down parts will be equal with your middle, the middle of the gown, right? Yes. So I forgot to do that. So you should do that in your own case, please. And then after you've done that, and I would like you to take a straight line down. I don't really know how to explain this, but after you form your curve, then you take a straight line down so that your down part can be straight, not slant, not curvy or slanty. So that was what I did. I went up by 4.5 inches, right? I marked it and I took a straight line. So what I'm supposed to do is mark that curve that you normally mark for a line, then cut it out, then now join it a straight line to meet, so that my gown will be equal by this side. And you can as well just do that curve and you'll be okay. But I decided to go for the straight one. I forgot to do the curve. So please just curve the edge of your gown. You understand? I hope you guys understand, because after this, the sides were still not equal with the middle. You understand? That's because it's an A-line gown, it's an A-line shape. I'm supposed to do that curve. So you go up by 2 or 3 at the down part, the slanty part, and then you form a curve. If you've been watching my A-line gowns, you understand what I'm saying. So I pray you guys understand that part. So I'm done drafting and cutting. I'll see you guys in part 2 where we stitch everything up. Thank you for watching. I didn't want the video to be too long, that's why. So I'll see you guys in part 2.